Greetings everyone, my name is Etterville, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Maker. During the last part, I covered 2 longer Viewers Mid levels, so in this part I'll be covering at least 5 or 6 more Viewers Mid levels, starting out with this one, Hard Platform Facility by Daibuman, 60 plays and a score of 23. As always, if you want whatever levels to be featured in a part like this one, please leave both the level name and level ID either in the comments section below or direct message me on Twitter. Also, as always, a full disclaimer, this entire LP series is linked in the description below. Also in the description are the timestamps for all the levels I covered in these parts, so if you want to check if your level was covered, open up the description. Whole bunch of useful special weapons here, as well as the Rush Coil and Rush Jet. This is probably going to be a traditional level, taking place on a train or something. Looks to be. Okay, we're being introduced to the Cossack platforms in a safe environment first. Now in a more difficult iteration. Good to see challenge escalation here. Daibuman definitely understands that. Now we're introducing these minecart enemies in a safe environment. They definitely understand how to do traditional Mega Man progression. First introduce enemies in a safe environment, then increment the challenges and combine them with other challenges like what we see here with the Cossack platform, combined with the Sniper Joes. Now it's a little bit more of a difficult iteration because we have the spikes on top. Same with the Sniper Joe here because it's taking place over a bottomless pit. I could do the more risky route, but I'd rather just use the Rush Jet here. A lot safer. I know it's doable to make that jump, but I was worried with that low ceiling. That looks a bit suspicious there, the one gap. I guess there's a secret pathway that loops up back over here. Hold on. My control's a little bit glitched out there, my apologies. Okay, and here's the mini-boss, 2 of these gachapons, which are easily dealt with using the brick drop. Still, that's one way of adding another mini-boss, other than the usual Tama, Power Muscler, or Hot Dog. Hopefully the Mega Man Maker devs add in more mini-bosses, and preferably some fortress bosses, like for example the Mecha Dragon, also a perfect place for putting a checkpoint. This level is doing pretty well so far. It would definitely fit in as a traditional Mega Man level, though with some more unique gimmicks. Okay, we escaped from the bottom part of the moving facility and now we're in the frozen mountains. I wonder if there's something secret at the bottom. It just looks so suspicious there. But I won't risk it. Gradually escalating the challenges here because now we have to do it over bottomless pits while fighting Sniper Joes. The brick drop is really earning its keep here in this stage, especially due to the positioning of the Sniper Joes, as well as those gachapons. Now we're combining usage of the 2 shielded enemy types. Though I probably should be utilizing more stuff like the Crash Bomb because I should be saving up my Brick Drop energy for the Hardman encounter, in case he's weak against it. Well, might as well get the E-Tank. You need to utilize the Wind Storm in order to get it. Although with some careful jumping, you could also utilize the Rush Jet there. And now we're inside of the facility again, I guess. We started on the left side, we exited out into the mountain, and then we re-entered into this part, where we're gonna fight the boss, I suppose. And just like a traditional Mega Man level, there are only 2 checkpoints. One in the middle of the stage, and then one at the end, just before the boss. Oh, this is a neat way of fighting Hardman, with all of these platforms here. Oh, I guess there's a bottomless pit down there. So let's see. He's immune against the Mega Buster, so I guess that's what my strategy should be. Assuming I can get down. Okay, yeah, there is a bottomless pit down there. Whoops. I forgot I had the charge shot running there, but at the very least I know how to defeat this boss fight, other than using his weakness. Let me test it out actually. Does he have a weakness? Probably not. That would defeat the purpose of this boss fight. Yeah, I just need to use the Mega Buster. And let me reset because Hardman's contact damage here is quite immense. At the very least, this is a nice way of changing up the boss fight against Hardman. Okay, E-Tank time. Let's hope I can position myself correctly. Nope. Well, that sucks. I got trapped over there. I should be cleaning out lines of blocks at once. This boss fight, I'm making it look a lot harder than it actually is. Come on, jump down here, please. He's stuck on something. There we go, that's how you defeat Hardman using this method. Of course, you could also utilize special weapons, but this is more fun. I just made it harder than it actually is. Overall, this was a great traditional level. Gimmicks were first introduced in safe environments, then the challenges were slowly escalated, and then they were combined with enemy types together to form new challenges. So this would definitely fit in as a traditional Mega Man level, even in terms of checkpoint placement and structure. So great work, Daibuman. This is like the typical classic level. Second on the lineup is You Can Beat It for No Damage by Yagami 2, 23 plays and a score of 0. What does that mean? Oh, okay. I see, this is a pacifist stage. No weapons at all, just dodging. Okay then. I get the feeling that I understand why it was called No Damage. Okay. I didn't realize you could do that. Oh no. Well, I guess this is a challenge level in that regard. My apologies, Yagami, but after failing 2.5 dozen times throughout this level, I decided to call it quits. After perfecting the first section, doing it basically damageless, then surviving the bottom segment and then moving to this segment, when I got to this point I decided to nope out of the stage. As I made it really clear throughout this LP, I really do not like the more difficult precision-based challenge levels. And following the first section of the stage, starting from this point, it becomes it, with all the spikes and green force beams. Not to mention at this point, you're really low on health, probably with only 3 or 4 bars, so getting hit by almost anything is instant death, not to mention the spikes. But honestly, this is outside of my skill level and preferences, so I cannot complete it normally. And because it depleted my fun score, I cannot give it a thumbs up. Oh sure, the first section was fun to perfect, but once I got to this point, it just got too hard for me. Once again, I apologize, Yagami. This level is just outside of my preferences. Third on the lineup is Bombs, Bombs Everywhere by Timmy Jim 453, 10 plays and a score of 2. Now, Timmy Jim actually submitted a different level ID, but when I searched it, it said the level didn't exist. So instead, I decided to pick this level by Timmy Jim. And honestly, I think it's going to be a better level, or at least more fun than the previous level. Let's see where this ladder leads down to, and there are no blocks with no collision in this engine, so I get the feeling this is a reference to something. Otherwise, I don't get the reason why this is down here. Probably a reference. And the status gimmick is likely going to be bombs, of course. Well, this stage is certainly utilizing its bomb gimmick well. We already had an escalation of challenges there. And by taking the upper route, probably the safer one, we get access to probably a knee tank or something. Or an alternate route in its entirety, actually. That's neat. Yeah, it's a completely separate route. Well, I guess I'll have to play through the stage again. Just to see what the alternate route has in store for me. I'm liking the stage a lot more than Jungle of Spikes because it's utilizing its bomb gimmicks in more interesting fashions. Then again, the spikes are stationary, static objects, whereas here, the bombs are dynamic objects or gimmicks. Because they're both used for me to traverse through these stages, as well as hinder me from blocking enemies or blocking my path. So that's quite interesting. We see them being used in order to block the Metars, as well as those fan fiends. Down we go deeper into the sewer. I guess at least it looks like a sewer to me, judging by the background. Though for sections like this, you gotta be a bit careful not to destroy your platforms. Even though we only have Mega Man 3 physics, I'd say this stage is utilizing its bomb gimmick pretty well. It's fun. Oh. Gotta be a bit careful here. And go to the left. Well... okay. Well, I guess we go down here. Different bombs. Okay then. I thought there would be a bottomless pit there, but no, it's just falling down. Okay, now we have a challenge. We have all these spikes. And now we're down in the forest. That last segment was actually pretty fun, pretty unique. So I guess it's time to fight the boss. Either I don't have his weakness, or I just need to do it Buster only. And the fan fiend is going to push me back, of course. So first we need to open up Metal Man. Well, that's a neat encounter. And it's not too bad because Metal Man can't jump too high, so he can only throw at max 2 metal blades at a time. No, only 1 metal blade at a time. Oh, that's bad. Can you move the other direction? Thank you. Yeah, it was a kind of a mistake to go near him. Well, that was a little bit of a tedious end to this stage, but at least it was enjoyable. If there was one thing to make this end boss a bit easier, just hide a special weapon in order to destroy those blocks, and then utilize it to make it like Metal Man's weakness. Otherwise, I really enjoyed how Timmy Jim incorporated the bomb gimmicks, especially near the end. So for that, this is this part's honorable mention. And I would like to see them take this bomb gimmick further for future levels. I'd like to play through several of Timmy Jim's levels in the future. Alright, fourth on the lineup is Waterhole by MAGMAX. 9 plays and a score of 0. This is related to probably the Water Tower series. Nope, it's different. We do have the Oil Slider and the litany of 5 other special weapons. Well, okay. That was my fault though, I should have jumped at the right time. I'm curious though, what's up there? I would like that to be a bit closer, but this works. Oh. I see. I just need to jump off at the correct time and do another Oil Slider jump. I learned how to do that in the Waterhole stage, and considering the progression, I think I'll be able to do it. If I actually time my jumps properly. Usually MAGMAX's stages for these types aren't that long anyway, so it isn't too bad. And I don't know what happened there, it probably got despawned by the wall. At the very least, if I can't do this, I'll just take the right pathway. Okay, I hit the ceiling of that count bomb. Oh, I guess I need to go up that tower after all. Well, MAGMAX, I won't be able to complete this stage legitimately. I was able to get into the tower a few times due to some skillful jumping, even though the engine was working against me. But then I had a problem here. Because of the one gap tile here between the spikes and the bombs, I cannot make the jumps. It's just too precise, and due to spike hitboxes of this engine, I can't do it. I honestly cannot do it. My apologies, MAGMAX. The rest of the stage looks fun though, especially when you have to jump between each of the two ones. Really, it's like a more difficult version of your water tower levels. And then we fight Cutman at the end. But the main stickling point for me is this segment down over here where we have the one gaps over here for jumping on this between the count bombs and the spikes. And that resulted in my deaths most of the time. In fact, let me test something out. Yes, if we didn't have that one gap, I'd be able to complete the rest of the stage normally, as you can see here. But because of that one gap between the count bombs and spikes, I couldn't do it legitimately. Because the rest of the stage is fun. And it's perfectly doable. It's just that first starting segment which I can't really do. Once again, my apologies, MAGMAX. At the very least, I'll conclude this level by fighting Cutman legitimately. And down goes Cutman. Fifth level on the lineup is Water Tower V3 by MAGMAX. 25 plays and a score of 5. So let's see how this iteration goes. According to MAGMAX, one of their latest levels is actually Water Tower V8 and V9. And considering all the other variations, I'm going to be playing a lot of versions of Water Tower in the near future. Let's hope that it's less difficult than the previous stage. I mean, other than that one point which I keep emphasizing, the rest of the stage felt fair. Okay. Now it's tightening up a bit. Now we have the junk platforms. Oh. That's a clever way of destroying the platform. And up we go. See, this stage was definitely easier than the previous one, though only for that one section. I guess that's why this got a higher score. Okay, Crash Man. Apparently he doesn't have any weaknesses, so magnet missile time. Or of course just use the charged Mega Buster shot. I should have taught it that earlier. And that's the end of Water Tower V3, although a lot more variations of this Water Tower are coming up. And out of the bunch, I'd say I like this one the most. So I will give it a thumbs up. If anything, I'd like to define the Water Tower levels similar to the special levels of Mega Man Powered Up. Sure, they were shorter, but they focused on one set of gimmicks or one gimmick overall, and followed them to their logical conclusions. That's one way I like to classify this. And to be fair, they're fun at the very least, outside of the one hiccup with Waterhole. Alright, sixth and final level of the part is Magnet Redux by Greevar, 9 plays and a score of 1. Magnet Man's the boss, and I guess this is going to be a remake or redux of Magnet Man's stage from Mega Man 3. We have the Mega Master and Rush Coil, and Mega Man 3 physics. And if we go down here, we get access to the Rush Jet. We're immediately being introduced to the Mag Flies. Good. First in safe environments and then more dangerous ones. Now the Tama. And then we get access to the top spin. Okay then. I keep thinking the top spin is on a different part, but it's actually after the rush coil. Still, it makes dealing with those hopper enemies a lot more easy. As well as those walker enemies. And now we're being introduced to the magnets. Somehow the sound effect didn't play there. Yoga block segment, or just go down over here for an extra life, or extra life capsule. I get the feeling that there's some extras up there, but if I fall down, it isn't too much of a worry. I mean, this Yoko block pattern isn't that bad. But I end up falling into this pit filled with the hopper and the leg blocks. Okay, we do need to complete this segment properly, so we backtrack. On my first glance, I thought it would be an optional segment, but no, it's a mandatory one. At the very least, there isn't a bottomless pit down there. I guess the same holds true with that earlier Magfly segment. Okay then. Gotta be a little bit careful with the magnets altering my direction of movement, and I end up falling there because I panicked a bit. It's not too bad though. None of the Yoko block patterns are on the jerk side, that being some Yoko block spawns directly above one another. All of them seem to be just in front of each other. I just wish they followed the more local patterns so you don't need to wait around for them to respawn in the correct order. That's how you do it. And down there is not a bottomless pit, but it leads to nowhere. Well, that was nice. I'll ignore the life over there because I think I have enough. Oh, I remember this segment. Oh, poor Shrinks there, who just despawned out of nowhere. I guess that was supposed to be a tank or something. Okay then, a boss corridor without scrolling being locked. Okay then. I guess we're going to be fighting Magnet Man now. Just like traditional Mega Man levels. And I was right, this was basically a redux of Magnet Man down to the checkpoint placement. Of course, he's immune against the top spin. Magnet Man's only weak spot, just getting behind him. Now, if I can only determine what causes AI to do the magnetic attraction ability, that would make this fight go by a lot faster. And that was the end of Magnetic Redux, or rather Magnet Redux. A remade version of Magnet Man stage. It was a neat traditional level, nice challenge progression, and I did like the more leniency at the latter portions with the magnets combined with the Yoku blocks. Falling down the pit there would just lead to just several sets of enemies and elect blocks, but you always had the leniency to go back up. It's not as punishing as the original Magnet Man stage, where falling to bottomless pits down there would just lead to instant death. So I will give it a thumbs up. So overall, out of the 6 levels I played in this part, my favorite one would definitely be Hard Platform Facility by Daibuman, with an honorable mention going to Bombs Everywhere by TimmyJim453. Well then, in the next part, I'll cover several more Viewers and Mid levels. Well then, thanks for watching and have a nice day. Toodles!